Yo, today we are going over one of my newsletters, and this one is called Being Confident with What You Do. And I list three tips to help you practice self confidence. And today I wasn't gonna record initially, and it's proper late right now, but I thought, why not? Because I had a feeling I should record one. So yeah, we will go over this. This one, the first thing I mentioned in this newsletter is that confidence is a foundation for leadership. It's very true. It's very true. It is a foundation for many of things. I say after that you require confidence in whatever you do to have that edge over the competition because everyone's confidence is expressed in a different way because everyone has their own personality. So when you express your confidence through that personality, it shows out in a different light compared or depending on whoever it is. So it's your confidence is your own confidence. What I end up saying after that is that when you emanate confidence, people will look at you and your ambitions differently. It's very it's very true that when you have confidence in your vision and in your dream and in your abilities, people will start to perceive it how you emit it, how you express that. It's quite easy to tell through, like, you can even see through me, for example. Try to understand. You either see me as a confident person or not, depending on how I talk about my dreams and my passions and my abilities and what I've done in the past, and you pick it up through their conversation styles, and you kind of get the picture of how confident they are in their vision, and then you'll either match it, go lower than that, or go higher than that, depending on what kind of energy you get from them and what kind of energy they emit to you. And it's through conversation, it's through body language, it's through action, it's through a lot of things that you can tell how confident someone is in their vision. And normally the thing is however confident someone is in their vision, other people will match that. So if you have a low confidence in your vision and your abilities, people will match that confidence level in you. And if you have a high confidence in yourself, people will match that confidence in you. So it's very important to at least even have a look at it, and hopefully my insight is somewhat interesting to you. Is open your eye up to that, and we'll have a conversation about it. I talk about after I think I get a bit personal. I said I've struggled with confidence for many years, and one important thing to note is confidence does waver, but it is a continuous journey that you keep working on every day, week, and year. That is very true. Yeah, I'm not going to get too into it now, but I am someone who thinks a lot, and I am very aware of my surroundings and how I perceive myself, and how I perceive others, and I do that has benefited me a lot in a way that's got me to understand more about the world and cultures and religion and relationships and all sorts of things, and discovering what I want out of my life. But it has also taken a toll on my confidence, and like how I said, I overthink and all those kind of things. So it has its both positives and negatives, and it's like that. So you have to kind of work around what your personal conditions and circumstances are, and you have to find your own solutions for yourself, depending on what you're kind of dealing with and what you can do. So I say after this, I say I have three tips that can help you practice self confidence. However, before I get to that, self confidence doesn't mean excluding humbleness or being arrogant. Being self confident means having this positive self talk and belief that you will accomplish your goal, whether alone or with the help of others. It is an attitude that helps you complete your task with positive beliefs about yourself and your team, and promotes better mental health. Building self confidence is like climbing a mountain, so you will need to continuously work on it. Alright, So the most important thing that we need to get to is when we use those certain words like self-confidence or other terms, but let's stick with self-confidence for now. You need to kind of understand, how does everyone in the room define self-confidence? Because there is a basic understanding of it, but like understanding of the term "how are you?" But there is, when you use terms like self-confidence, what does someone mean by it? You know, because someone can perceive self-confidence as someone being a soloist, like someone doing everything by himself. Someone else can perceive it as someone just pursuing his dream and being courageous, you know. Another person may perceive it as someone being arrogant, and it's not about taking the term and just making your own definition of it. It's about having that, whatever the standard definition is within that society that you're in. You know, for example, like I can go on Google right now and go to the dictionary and find the definition for self-confidence, and from that definition you can kind of mold it into something that helps you propel forward a little bit, without having to kind of mess around too much with terminology and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm happy that I wrote this here, because I probably would have forgot about it right now, to be fair. But defining self-confidence, it helps the room understand what you're talking. What do you mean by that word? So I don't talk about this and explain all of this now, and then someone else comes in and says, "Oh no, but I see self-confidence in this way." But if I put self-confidence, my own definition, out there, it clears the air and it lets you know where I'm coming from when I'm explaining it. And I'll be interested in seeing what you guys define self-confidence as, and what kind of tips you would have for others, like, you know, including myself and other people that would be watching these videos. What tips would you have for them to practice self-confidence? And it's crazy, it's 7 minutes in and I haven't even gone into the first tip. But yeah, I mentioned that self-confidence, it doesn't exclude humbleness, or being arrogant. Like, it means having that positive self-talk and that belief that you accomplish your goal, you know, alone or with the help of others. You know, being quite positive and having that I'm gonna go and work towards it, the action attitude kind of thing. The mix of both is quite a good mix for self-confidence. And I say, yeah, building self-confidence is like climbing a mountain, so you will need to continuously work on it. It's a continuous thing. It's not a thing that you just. Most of the attitudes that I mentioned, that we'll mention in the future as well, and probably that I mentioned in the past, these things are stuff that you work on continuously, like stuff that you implement into your daily, your weekly, or your monthly, yearly routine, so that you keep it as fresh as possible. You know, it's a bit like a sport or a game that you play, and the more you practice it, the better you are at using it. The less you practice it, the worse you become at using it, and the more rusty, and the more you start to forget about it. So yeah, it's about keeping that routine and remembering that you can't master something and leave it. There's no completion. That you just do. The process is where the completion really is. You have to just keep continuously working on it, and that shouldn't really be daunting, or it shouldn't be something that you should be frustrated with, because it's the reality of life. You know, there is no 100%. You know, so yeah, that's pretty much where I get to that. Well, pretty much all I had to say with the introduction, and we're almost 10 minutes in. Continue reading. All right. So the three tips I mentioned is affirmations, visualization, and action. All right. So I'll go over the first one briefly. I mentioned that the first tip is to use affirmations. How do I use affirmations to promote self-confidence? Simply create sentences that are positive and boost your self-esteem. Are you aspiring to be a writer or an athlete? Okay, then you will create sentences like, I can run this 100 meter in under 20 seconds, or I can write one post this week and publish it. You can target your mentality like this: I am a great engineer. I am dedicated. I have made some progress. I will accomplish my goals. There are many resources online that can help you create affirmations and personalize them. You should mix secondary resources with your own beliefs so you can improve your affirmations continuously. Once you make affirmations, don't feel stuck with them. You can change your affirmations as your circumstances or beliefs change. Alright, so I kind of just read through it. The key thing here to understand is that affirmations are a way for you to instill or suggest thoughts to your mind and your subconscious mind. Things that you would want yourself to believe about yourself, or your position, or your situation, or your relationships, or your abilities, or whatever it is, all of those things included. You would want to, it's almost like when you're building a machine, like when you're building a machine, you'd build it in a way that you would find it effective. You'd want to put certain installations into the machine that makes things run quicker, for example. If your speed is your goal, or if power is your goal, you put things that would help the machine lift heavier, or have some sort of attachment that would increase the power, So when you look at it like that, that's what affirmations is, in my opinion. Affirmations is a way for you to kind of work on that machine that you have in your mind and start to mold it in a way that you want to mold it, and not let things just happen as they go, and you sort of take charge and direct your own mind of where you want to go, and implementing those good beliefs about yourself and your future. So when things get tough down the line, or when things get good down the line, you have those affirmations that become a part of you. They become a part of your mentality, and it makes it easier for you to maintain your success or push through after a failure and getting through resistance. Alright, so that's affirmations. Hopefully I kind of addressed that well and I didn't rush things. The next one we have is visualization. Alright, so I say the second tip is visualization. You envision your future, a confident version of yourself, or a confident version of you accomplishing your goals. I said that this is a great way to foster positive beliefs about yourself and promote a happy attitude. The goal is not to be naive and picture the perfect version of yourself. The goal is to envision yourself completing the goals you set for yourself and doing it in a way that makes you proud of yourself. If you do this twice a week, you should be able to feel the difference, because you are looking towards the future with positive beliefs and expectations. Now, that last sentence about you should feel the difference, I guess you should feel something, if it's good or bad, but it should be something that some sort of opinion you should have on it after you try it. Visualization, I'll be honest, even me right now, I haven't practiced it in a while, but obviously after reading this, I'm gonna try my best to get into it this weekend. It is a very powerful tool that it's like a very strong way to kind of build a picture for what your future would look like in your brain, because as we've talked about affirmations, like the mind is very powerful, and things that you suggest to your mind and your subconscious, it will have very powerful effects on how you interact with your work, or with your friends, or with your family, and how you think about your future and yourself and your abilities. So yeah, visualization, I pretty much went through all of it. Well, I guess it's a good explanation, really. I don't really have much to add other than it's definitely worth the practice, and I'm going to be giving it a shot this weekend. I say that the final tip is action. This was quite easier said than done. Hopefully, this is not like self-explanatory or anything like that. Like, we'll see. I said so. This is one of the most effective ways to build self-confidence. You can build confidence by creating goals and accomplishing them. This is because you prove that you are able to complete tasks. If you combine affirmations, visualization, and action together, you will slowly build your self-confidence. This is more effective than rushing to build self-confidence because the faster you grow to your confidence, the easier it is for your confidence to waver. If you build your self-confidence slowly, you can create a very strong foundation that is more resistant to wavering. Once again, remember that self-confidence is an attitude that you continue to work on, like Jenga. You build up with pieces and some pieces fall, so you start building again, and this continues to go on. I guess, yeah, it's very true that the things that you build quickly tend to fall very quickly. You know, things that are not built on a foundation that takes you time to construct and organize and arrange, it tends to fall down very quickly. You know, things that are unorganized or quite happen quickly. It doesn't give you time to set up properly, and you end up stacking a big tower on a little peg. So things just wobble and fall. Yeah. So action. I guess action is right. It's a bit ambiguous, but it's what I'm trying to get at is that building self confidence. It's not just through mindset training. It's through actually completing goals that you set for yourself. Because I try to separate the two. I try to separate things that you do for your mind that don't require you working towards a certain goal. That could be anything, like, for example, writing something, or competing in some sort of competition. I say that when you create a goal and you attempt to accomplish it, or you work towards it and make some progress, it helps boost your confidence in your ability and in yourself, because at least you're showing your brain that you're willing to set stuff for yourself and work towards it, and it shows your brain that you're willing to work, so you'll slowly gain more self-confidence. And that's something that just happened in my experience and other people's experience that I know, or that are close, that I used to be close with. So hopefully that could be somewhat beneficial to you and make you want to try this out and try any of these methods out, because they all will benefit someone in some way, you know. And I hope you will be that person, whoever you are that are watching this video. I hope it benefits you in some way. Any one of these tips, anything that I say in these newsletters, I hope it benefits you and you can share your experience and help someone else that wants to kind of learn how to grow and evolve their conditions, you know. And I end it with just, I hope you've enjoyed this newsletter post. Subscribe for more and comment one thing you want to accomplish this year. Yeah, so that is the post. And that was on the 10th of November, which was 3 months ago. Or 2 months ago. Yeah, no, it was 2 months ago. This has been my longest video, but I definitely think I will write again about self-confidence. It's because self-confidence is such a big thing to write about, and all the topics that relate to attitudes in personal development, there's a lot to write about, and there's a lot of different angles and approaches to come in from. And that's why I do look forward to including other people in these newsletter posts, and whenever people do come across these videos and give feedback of some sort, like I can take that into consideration and collaborate with these people and with you guys that are in the comments, and you know, discuss about certain topics and understand different insights and all of those things. And yeah, it's a very dense topic, and this is just for me a start on how to approach it. And I feel like that's what's been for me from the past like 2 months, really. Like, with everything I'm doing with the newsletter, a lot of it's just been just having an approach, at least having starting with something so I can build on it, rather than, like just weighing things out and thinking there's a perfect time. No, I make the time now. I just start now, and whenever this so-called perfect time comes, it will come. But as long as I start as soon as I can and take those steps as much as I can every week, it will come or it won't. But at least I started, and I won't doubt the fact that I started, and that's how I think I can end it there. I think the best decision I made in the last 2 to 3 months was starting.